welcome to Those Forking Fangirls, where we talk all things nerdy, books, TV, movie, pop culture, fandoms, and how they integrate into our adult lives. I'm Christine.
And I'm Natasha.
And today we're talking all things Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and we have a very special guest with us, TAYA Miller. She's back. She hasn't been on since 2023.
The Marvel episode.
2023. 2023, not 2023.
I was like, that was a long time ago.
Can you introduce yourself for anyone who hasn't seen your episodes, any listeners here, and talk about your relationship with Fourth Wing?
Yeah, I can. Hi, I'm TAYA, and I am a former TikToker, ?
Oh,
I'm mourning a lot right now.
Sad
I
times.
do cosplay, and I like to talk about film and things, and also a fellow nerd, and recently got back into reading.
yeah.
Really because of you
thank you.
and Gabby, my other best friend.
We bought Fourth Wing together. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Just came up on my stories.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and Fourth Wing was like the first and really the only book I've read in the last year. So.
You've been reading those spicy Disney books.
Spicy Disney books.
Where'd you call me?
Is that fan fiction?
I'm sorry. I literally talk about Draco and Hermione fanfic.
It's not Hooked, but it's the same series. I read Scarred.
I read Katie Roberts, The Court of the Vampire Queen. It's all erotica, zero plot.
See, that's what I need. That's my type.
All right.
You know what I realize? When we do our intro, we don't talk about how we know each other. We're just we talk about things.
Well, why would we talk about how we know each other every time?
Because we talk about what we talk about.
You mean we're best friends or something?
Yeah, we're best friends and we're from YouTube.
Yeah, you could just say that you guys met through pop culture, because you did.
We did.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We did. I mean, we can revamp the intro for season 3. we
went through BookTube. Good job, Elise.
Yeah, but that confuses new people. They're like, "What's?" But you'll be surprised how randoms react to the word BookTube. They're like, "What do you mean? What is that?" All right. Well, let's roll on into Snap Crackle pop culture news. Today is Taylor Swift. I miss her, and she. Walked out to a football game today, and she was wearing a cute outfit, and I was like, Taylor, it's been so long.
She looked hot.
She did. She always looks hot, but it was a great outfit.
And her face is giving. It's giving.
It's always giving.
I feel like she's done something, though. I feel like she's gotten a little lifty or
off,
something, or a Botox.
She's probably refreshed the tox. She's off of her tour.
She's very lifted. So
she probably got a lot of facial stuff.
Little thread right here.
What? How did you investigate so closely? It was just a paparazzi.
A facial thread?
Yeah, what is that?
It just lifts the eyebrow. It's like a little thread that they put underneath the skin, and it lifts.
You actually put thread underneath the skin?
I don't know what type of thread.
I don't know. You're freaking me out. Let's move on. Severance is back, season 2, and they had this performance art cube in Central Station where they just set up this glass office, and the 4 of them went in and started just improvising in there, and everyone just watched them like they were in a fishbowl, and it was so cool.
Could you hear them?
No.
I was like, wow, improv in front of a live audience. That's so crazy.
It was,
but you can't hear them.
It was like a piece of living art.
Yeah, it was.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool.
I did see it.
Bringing back marketing for TV on Apple. Apple does nothing ever for anything.
No, that's so true. This is the first time they're really putting some money into marketing.
Yeah.
You never hear about any Apple TV shows.
They got the actual actors. All but Irving were there. And even Mrs. Cobell came in. So it was crazy. And my other note here is that in a precedent-setting deal, Netflix has officially agreed to allow Greta Gerwig's upcoming Narnia adaptation to play in 1,000 IMAX screens worldwide on Thanksgiving Day 2026, and that it won't premiere on Netflix until Christmas Day 2026.
Whoa.
So they've never done something like this before, where they let the movie go in IMAX and out into theaters, I guess. So it's very exciting.
Did they do that for the new the heist movie? Director of Last Jedi, what's his name?
Knives Out.
Knives Out.
They did do something with Knives Out, but maybe it was different because they said it was like a precedent-setting deal. So it must have been something slightly different.
Maybe it's the IMAX thing.
Maybe it's IMAX, yeah. But this was just like the little blurby that was in the film discussion news.
I'm excited, even though we grew up with Narnia. Did you watch?
I did.
You watched the old Narnias?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, but I don't remember anything about them. In other news, California was on fire, and that's why we were off last week. We had some devastating wildfires. You probably heard about it. If not, you should look it up and consider donating to the Red Cross or something. A lot of people lost their homes. And
it was a week of anxiety and
really
whether
was.
Christine was going to evacuate, and she ended up evacuating. So glad that she's safe, and anyone who dealt with it that we know is also safe. But there is some devastation.
A lot of people who lost their homes. But yeah, it was like every night I was packing my bag because we didn't know if the fire was going to just blow over here because the Santa Ana winds were so crazy. And then I would like go to sleep and be like, okay, it looks like it's going to be okay, but I'm going to keep my phone on loud just in case. And then on Thursday, we all got an evacuation notice, and it scared the shit out of me because I was staring at the fire app and I was like, where is it? Like, how come it's not in the app? Why? And I full panic for like 10 minutes, ran around packing, and then they sent out a second one that was like, sorry, false alarm. We only meant to send that to one section of California. And they sent it to like everywhere, all the way down to Long Beach. I'm just like, how could you make such an error? Yeah. The pandemonium.
A really crazy start to our year. Can we just talk about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And TikTok, the fires, TikTok ban.
TikTok.
Trump is going in office. All while Onyx Storm is being released.
All while Onyx Storm is being released. Like, that's so the same.
At least we have a glimmer of happiness in the dark.
A light in the darkness. And
now a record cold front is moving in. My family's all in Iowa, and they've all had to like prep, and like grocery stores are selling out of things, and like they have blankets in their cars. Yeah, it's scary.
It's like an Arctic front coming in.
Yeah, it always happens around the winter. Just fucking sucks.
You know. Yeah. Recently, January brings chaos every fucking year.
Why?
I don't know. But it always starts with fucking chaos.
I feel like the beginning of every year starts with chaos.
Yeah.
We're always like, oh, I can't wait for this year to be over. And then the next one, we're like, never mind. Take it back.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
It's just been like this since like 2020. All right. Last thing on the news, I'm an author. I have a book called Attached at the Hip, and it's out now. And if you haven't read it yet, it's a rom-com, survivor-y rom-com. I am doing a really bad job in my elevator pitch today, but it's a fun time, and the links are in the show notes. That's my third novel. I just handed in my fourth one, and I'm going to be able to share the title like very, very soon. So I'm excited.
Really?
I have to make a video. Within the next week and a half, I have to make a video announcing it. So
remember
soon.
When we did the video announcing Attached at the Hip?
Yeah.
To Malibu.
Yeah, I have to figure out a fun thing for this one.
I can think of some marketing ideas.
Oh, tell me.
Well, not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
But anyway, if you did read any of my books and you enjoyed them, it's really helpful to me if you review them on the platform where you devoured them, whether that be Amazon or Audible or the library apps, wherever. It's super helpful to me if you review it, because that helps me find new readers find it. That's how the algorithm chooses to promote it. So thank you so much if you've done that. All right.
I just have to say, Kate said, I just read it for a second time. It's her comfort book.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
Hannah, will you say that? That's yours.
Yeah. Wait, Hannah. You're the Hannah that got the lamppost tattoo? Hello. Thank you so much. Oh my God. And that's so cool. I'm so glad it's all healed. It looks so cool. And that's like the coolest thing ever.
When did that happen?
You missed it. It was over the Christmas break. She got like, remember during my book tour in the video, I showed the blonde girl with the tattoo version of
ringing a bell.
The lamppost that I had drawn in her book. That's Hannah. And she got it for realsies.
That's so cool.
So,
That is really cool.
that's really cool. All right.
Is that your first tattoo?
Is it your first tattoo?
No. Is it that your first tattoo?
Oh, my first tattoo? Yeah, that's the
Someone...
first tattoo that I know of that someone got of something from my book. I know. It's so cool. It's so cool. Like, I had a proper, like, this is the coolest thing ever freak out when you showed that to me, Hannah.
So cool. What an honor.
Has
someone tattooed your
such
face?
an honor.
I don't know.
I think I teared up.
I did get this tattoo though, and then like a bunch of people got it, and I was like,
I can't see it. What is it?
It's a web.
It's like a little spider web.
Oh, cute. Oh,
Yeah. And I was like fully in support of people getting it, but I was like, just don't get it because of me, because like if I get canceled or something, I don't know. You know,
What?
I don't want that responsibility.
What?
Like,
Why is it your first thought if I get canceled?
because I'm traumatized.
all right. We're going to roll on into what right now. Natasha, you want to kick us off with what you're reading?
Yes. Okay, last week I talked about a fanfic that I'm reading, and it's called Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic. Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic. And I freaking love this fic. It is so good. This is the one that Julie Murphy recommended when we were at Romance Con. And at first I was like, I don't really love the writing, but like I really get used to it. And she does a really good job of doing like Draco and Hermione's inner monologue. But essentially what it is, it's like in the Hermione world, there's this canon. Well, then I can't. There's this. They do this thing called marriage law, where they either put a pure blood and a mudblood together, so that it kind of makes people accept dirty blood. So Draco, her and Hermione get married, and it's a very fun fic of them fighting and being sassy, and of Malfoy like literally just obsessing over her, and she wants nothing to do with him, and he's like made it his mission to make her the Minister of Magic. So yeah, it's arranged marriage fic, Siobhan. And yeah, I really love it.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Molto.
How many Hermione fanfics have you read?
I don't know. A lot.
Many.
Do you read any other fanfics?
I used to read Twilight fanfic, and then Raylo. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So much Raylo fanfic. Yeah. I've also read Emma Swan and Captain Hook for Once Upon a Time. But there's not as much. It's like when the fandom is really good and passionate, that's when the fic is also really good. But I also have to be like passionate. Oh wait, and I also read Sauron and Galadriel.
I do remember that one.
Nice. Taya, have you been reading?
Not really. Okay, I read a lot of like
Self-help.
Yeah, I do. I
That's
read a lot
still
of those
reading.
books. So
That's reading.
I did recently start one called Deeper Mindfulness, and it's supposed to help you like understand your reactions to things, to like make yourself more aware of like how you're responding to people and why you're doing that. Anyways, I also bought.
That's really interesting.
No, it's really nice.
Anyways,
but I also recently got A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I've only read like 2 chapters out of it, but that's the next.
Well, you need to finish Iron Flame.
I do, but I already know what happens, and so I was like, why?
No, there's so much other stuff though, and
That's
so you
true.
don't have any of the details of
I just
anything.
heard that it's not as spicy, and that's.
It has spicy scenes.
like-
It's got like a good like 4 or 5 big
It
spice
does?
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
fine.
haven't even gotten to the good ones.
Fine, I'll read it.
Have you gotten to any of them?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it takes a little bit.
They're just right now. It's just Violet being like I don't forgive you.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
then even okay, mild spoilers coming, but even then, when she sees him for the first time at the other camp place, when she gets to visit them, they have a really nice spicy scene. They just break protocol, even though she was like, "We're not doing anything until we trust each other again." And then she's like, "I can't resist him. He's so hot." And then they have
I think
times
that's where I
in a
stopped.
steam
Wait,
room.
they actually have.
yeah,
They
they
do
have sex
stuff?
in the steam room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot.
I think I literally stopped while they were arguing.
Really? They like
I was
fight on a
"This is
fighting
so
mat?
annoying.
There's a lot of fighting though, so I understand. I did a lot of little like 1 minute rant sessions where I was like, "This is so stupid."
It's just frustrating. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes, I know. All right. So I'm excited for you to start your Court of Thorns and Roses journey. I think Throne of Glass is more fun because Court of Thorns and Roses takes forever for anything good to happen, but you'll get to the second book and it's great.
Yeah. You might need the audiobook.
For sure.
All right. I started The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. She is the one who wrote Red, White, and Royal Blue, if you don't remember.
Yes.
And this one is about these two best friends that finally like crossed the line and became lovers. And then I don't know how much time they were together before they were going on this like tour around Europe together, and they got to London where they like catch their bus, and they got in a fight at the airport and he just left and quit his job and moved to Paris because he's one of his parents is Parisian, so he has a double passport.
Oh, how nice.
I know. And then 3 years later, their tickets for this like tour that they bought are expiring. So she's like, I'm going to go by myself. And actually, I'm not sure if I think she's non-binary. So they are like, I'm going to go by myself. And they're on the bus. There's one seat left. And in the seat is the guy that they're with and best friend from childhood. And they're really mad at him because he abandoned them. And that's where we kind of start. They're on the tour of Europe together.
Oh my God. So they're all together.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be fun. There's a lot of like in-depth talk about food so far. So I think like
What does that mean?
he's a pastry chef. So like they're on the tour in France. They're going to like lots of places with pastries and food and like fancy shit and talking about it in depth. So I'm only like a couple chapters in. So that's
When did you start this?
I started a few nights ago because Natasha's now in cosmetology school. So when I usually would call her, it's very silent. So I was like, I'm going to start reading something.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Wait, do you
I'm
guys
reading.
Do you still have your nightly phone call?
No, because I know isn't
It's
it
the
sad?
timing doesn't really line up.
Because I go to bed early.
Yeah. And I'm usually working when she's going to bed. So like, well, we've been trying to fit in a phone call here or there.
Like I called her
lunch.
during lunch
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And then I call my drive home. But this week, because I started school, everyone wants to talk to me. So like I called Christine first and then Danielle.
No, she put in the group chat. She was like, "Who's available to call me? I have my time slot on the way home." And I was like, "Me, obviously. I already called this." And I like called immediately, and everyone was like, "Oh, someone got to her first." I was like, "It was me." Let them know it was me.
The OG bestie. I'll like wake up. Here's the thing. I'll wake this week. I'll wake up to text and she's like, "You're definitely asleep." But la 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 la. And then I text her at like 6:30 in the morning. Okay, and then what about this? And then she texts me at like
Definitely
9:30.
asleep.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't heard anybody talk about it, so I don't know if
I haven't even heard of this book. I know what Case of Question is, but
yeah. I mean, I was excited about it because I knew it was a tour around Europe, and I knew it was like going to be forced proximity. Kat kind of told me, she kind of spoiled me, but she's like, this is literally the plot, like that's on the cover, Christine. But I think they have like a contest to see who can hook up with the most amount of people while they're on this trip. And literally on the first chapter, it has like a quote at the top of the chapter, and it's like initiate slut mode.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That's amazing.
So I think it sounds fun. What about TV? What have you guys been watching this week?
I've been watching Christine's favorite show, Hacks.
I've been so excited.
Christine showed me the first episode long time ago, and I wanted something that was like fun and comedic, and I put it back on because I just needed something to, as I started school, and I love it. It's so cute because so it's a millennial girl she's got canceled on Twitter, and she's a screenwriter, and then
She's like Zillennial. She's like on the cusp.
Yeah,
she's like your
cusp.
age.
And then an older woman who is like a Las Vegas comedian, and she's had like a full career, and she gets hired, the Zillennial gets hired to write for her because she needs to freshen up her act to like keep relevant, and they are like hate each other, butt heads, and it's like really fun to see how they slowly start a friendship to help one another.
Nice.
And it's really funny and
so
good.
fun.
Sounds
So
nice.
sweet and so smart.
I'm on the last episode of the first season.
Oh my God. I love all of the seasons.
She's like, what episode are you on? I'm like, I'm on this one.
I've watched the first season like 3 times now, and I can't wait to watch the third season a third time. All right. What about you, Taya?
I haven't watched anything this week, but I recently watched Dead to Me
What do you
on
think?
Netflix?
Yeah.
With Christina Applegate?
Yeah. And the girl
She
from...
doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Velma. I've also been watching a little bit more of Skeleton Crew. I haven't finished it yet, though, but it's really cute.
Good.
Recommend.
We need to watch,
Yes.
what is the show
Yes.
called?
What? Squid Game?
Squid Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You
second
have to watch
season.
season 2. Yes.
I'll watch it after.
Oh my gosh. All right. I have been watching The Traitor season 3 started this week last week. And it's so good. And there's so many iconic Survivor players on it. So Boston Rob's on this season.
Boston Boys.
Boston Rob and Jeremy, Tony, and Carolyn. And it's just been so fun. Wells is on it from The Bachelor. There's people from Big Brother that are
Gabby.
iconic. Gabby from The Bachelor. A lot of just great reality TV shows. Zac Efron's brother, Dylan Efron, is on it, which is so random, but he's so good at it. And Bob the Drag Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race is on it. And this week, he was fighting with Boston Rob and Dylan Efron at the round table.
Like Zac Efron's brother?
Zac Efron's brother, because they were accusing him of being a traitor. And like the game is that you have to figure out who's the traitor and get them out.
It's like
but
Mafia.
nobody knows. Yeah. And Dylan Efron has been onto him since like episode 1. And so he's like, Bob is such an amazing actor. I've lived with an actor my entire life. And he was like, not a good one. Bob just said that. And I was like, everyone was like, that was uncalled for. Why is Zac Efron getting insulted right now?
TikTok's just,
It just got banned.
yeah.
What do you mean?
Like
It's gone.
Wait, I thought it was 5 p.m. tomorrow.
no.
Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned.
Do you know who started this whole TikTok ban? President Trump.
Did he?
Yeah, in 2020. That's why in Better Together, I changed the name of TikTok to Click Clock. Because it was looking like it might get banned before the end of the year.
I just saw my career flash before my eyes.
It's okay.
Not even flat. It's gone.
Am
I washed up?
Anyway, The Traitors is really good. Highly recommend.
Also, I watched an episode with Christine, and she literally got so anxious. Well, also watching it with her and Kayla. And Kayla's always like very vocal too. She's like, no!
Is?
Yes, she is.
She's never that vocal.
Yes, she is. At home, she is. And then Christine gets up and she's like, oh my God, and like walking around the living room. And I'm like,
I need you guys to film this next time.
this is a lot.
Dude, last night I was so freaked. I was sweating. I had to pull my sweatshirt up over my head and I was just like saying, oh my God, oh my God. And Cynthia was like, Christine, what is going on? And I was like, you don't understand. Boston Rob is my favorite and I can't have him putting himself in these positions where he could get eliminated. Anyway.
Oh, funny. Hey,
It was
been watching a lot of TV, so you
I
got to get through this,
know.
girl.
Dude, okay, I just wrote a lot about the traders. This is not a lot of TV. Okay, I started Deal or No Deal Island because Parvati, one of the other iconic Survivor players, is on it. I'm excited about that. And a really iconic player from Australian Survivor is on it, and it happens to be the player I know from the one season of Australian Survivor I've watched. So that's exciting. And Sex Lives of College Girls has been great.
Movies. You go, Taya.
Chase and I started a DC marathon.
Yeah, what is this?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Where did you
weird
start from?
choices.
We're starting at Wonder Woman,
Oh, okay, that's a good place.
which is we're going in like chronological order.
Wait. What about Batman Begins and Dark Knight and Dark
She
Knight
said
Rises?
chronological.
Yeah,
Those
which
came
Wonder
first.
Woman takes place in like
Oh, you mean like
20s.
chronological?
I think 1914.
when it takes
1914.
place. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like when it came out.
No, sorry. I feel like I could have explained that better, but yeah, we're starting.
I see
at,
what you mean now.
Baby Girl.
I forgot. I want to watch that.
I want to
know.
watch
Is
Baby
it on
Girl
streaming?
too.
We go see it tomorrow.
Is it on streaming yet?
No.
We'll go see it tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
But like, should you go see it in the theater?
How did this come up? You
Why
guys,
should we not
you're
go
just
see it?
saying things without explaining.
Kate asked if anyone saw
Oh my
Baby
god,
Girl.
my live chat is not updating.
Okay, so you start with Wonder Woman. Sorry.
Yes.
Wait.
And then it'll be Wonder Woman 1984, which we might skip
it's
because
not
that's a rough watch, tough watch.
Watch
I don't know what comes after that.
Batman.
Probably. Or no, I think it's Superman.
How many movies are in the
Not
DCEU?
not that many.
Yeah, maybe like 10.
Yeah. Yeah, should be quick.
Well, we
Most
just did the
are
Marvel one,
rough.
so
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's insane. I watched A Complete Unknown. Have you guys seen that? With
No,
Timothée
how was
Chalamet?
it? My mom saw
I
it.
don't know if I'm gonna like Timothée Chalamet.
I don't know
in
if I'm gonna like it either. She said that he was very unlikable.
He okay. Well,
That's the
no,
point.
like it. I finished that movie and I literally was like, "What was the purpose of this film?"
Oh,
Okay,
There
then I
was
don't want to see
no
it.
message that I pulled from it. All I did was go out of that theater liking Bob Dylan less than I did
Yeah,
beforehand.
I like him less just from hearing about it from my mom.
It's like it's not a good portrayal, which I mean, like it's a true portrayal, but it's like
Yeah.
like Bohemian Rhapsody, other biopics, I feel like there's a message behind it. This one, it felt like there was no message. And the second we got on the brink of something good and decent
Meaningful?
happening, meaningful, it was like, oh, we're gonna sing at a concert now. The movie is like 80% just him singing.
is it
Wow.
just 80% of him like singing because he's like, look, I can do it too. Like I can sound like Bob Dylan,
Maybe, I don't know.
but I don't think he
man.
sounds good as Bob Dylan. I can hear Timothy.
I do think Timothée
can hear
Chalamet's
Timothy.
reaching that point in his career where I can only see him as Timothée Chalamet.
He
I don't
just
think
looks
he-
like Timothy Chalamet.
It's Timothy Chalamet. Well,
he
he's
is
too Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet
Chalamet.
to
Well,
not
I mean,
be
yes,
Timothy.
but like you look at some people like Bill Skarsgård, he'll disappear into a character.
He's not
That's
a
true.
chameleon. He's too skinny.
Yeah, he just has such distinctive features.
Yeah.
I only see Timothée Chalamet, and he's dating Kylie Jenner. He's so well known now. Like,
I think I think he does not have that chameleon ability like some other actors do.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
he can always play Timothy Chalamet.
he can really well.
What's his character in Dune called?
Timothy Chalamet.
Paul
Paul Atreides.
Paul Atreides.
I need a sword.
Okay. Do you want to talk about anything else that you saw?
We watched Fool's Gold last night, but
Oh,
that's
that
like I know it's
bad.
Matthew
With Matthew
McConaughey.
Yes. guys.
Not
I'm
good.
so into that man. It's so bad.
As I remember it, I did not like it.
You didn't like it?
No, have you seen like the good ones, like The Wedding Planner?
No.
What?
Okay, have you seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yes.
Okay, go watch The Wedding Planner. He's great in
Okay, I'll watch it.
it. Natasha, what have you been watching?
Okay, I forgot about these movies because I haven't really watched anything in a hot second. But I watched Your Monster, which is that movie that I talked about in October. And it's with the actress who was in the Scream films and then that musical
In the Heights.
So she was in that. And it was I love this movie. I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was, she like recently, I don't want to give too much away, but she's like down in the dumps, okay? And she moves back home, like everything's going wrong, like her health, her relationship, her career. Moves back home. Her mom's not even there to like pick her. No one's treating her right, okay? And then all of a sudden, this monster from her childhood appears, and he's been living in the house since she was a child and grown up with her, and becomes like, and he like basically helps her to get back on her feet and encourages her, and they start a relationship together. But it's really good. I'm not going to tell you anymore. It's definitely a monster fucker movie, so...
Oh, my God.
I can get behind it.
All right.
It's better than Nosferatu, that's for damn sure.
All right.
I like it.
And then we watched Red One the same evening, and you don't need to watch that movie.
I saw somebody on Letterboxd write that Red One is made for iPad kids to watch in 2 times speed.
Oh, my God. Last night, while I was doing my little workout, I had Severance, the first episode of season 2 on again, and then afterward it moved right into my old ass, and I've been wanting to watch this, so I just like let it roll, and I was just like completely taken in, and before I knew it, I was like sobbing at the end, and it made me like, it was really thoughtful and well done, and had a lot of really good dialogue, and definitely recommend giving it a watch. Aubrey Plaza plays like her 39-year-old self, and she's talking to her 18-year-old self. And her 18-year-old self just graduated, turned 18, and she's going to go off to college at the end of the summer. And she's giving her advice. And it just really makes you think about what you would tell your 18-year-old self. And what's going on over there?
Telling Alex to close his door.
Alex.
Yeah, it really makes you think about your 18-year-old self and what you would tell them. And it really like threw me a little bit because she's like 39 and I'm like, oh my God, I'm 34. Like I would think I was old, like if I was talking to my 18-year-old self, and it just like really freaked me out a little bit. But it was really good. And even though like the overarching theme is one that like you've thought about before, they do it in a way that really puts you in your feels, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. All right. Any other movies that you guys want to talk about before we roll on into our main discussion?
Why did you not like Nosferatu?
You missed it. We talked a lot about it last time.
I gave an entire synopsis.
We have to cut the clip of it.
Yeah, because I was like, and he sounds, wait.
I'm going to watch it.
He's like, Nosferatu. And then she goes like, oh.
No, because he's coming to me. Like, girl, chill.
It was a full-blown, like, I saw the movie.
Yeah. The whole reenactment.
All right. Well, we're going to roll on into our main discussion, but before that, we want to take a second and thank all of you out there listening. We appreciate you so much. If you're not already, we'd love it if you followed the show for free in your favorite podcast listening app, whether that be Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Pocket Cast, whatever you like. You can do whatever you like. And then on YouTube, we're there. Every episode, we're visual. You could subscribe there for free so you never miss a video episode. And then, if you don't know, this is a viewer-supported podcast. The only way we're able to do this is because of viewers like you supporting us. And if you want to join that community, we would highly appreciate it. And it's so much fun, and we really get to know everybody in here. And it's on Patreon, patreon.com/those forking fangirls. The link is in the show notes, and we've got 3 different levels. You can try it for free for 7 days. The the $5 tier called Team Jacob. And at that tier, you get the show ad-free. You get to come to the recordings and be a part of the discussion. And you get our half an hour extra show at the end of every show where we tell fun stories and dig a little deeper about different topics and things going on in our lives. So much fun. It's called Fangirl Tea Time. And yeah, when you become a patron, you just get the whole chunk all at once so you can listen to it.
They spill a lot of tea in that. I just gotta tell you guys. She'll come back to me. She's like, "Yeah, we talked about this and this person," and I'm like, out loud.
Yup.
Crazy.
Link to join our Patreon is in the show notes, and just know we appreciate you so much for supporting us because we wouldn't be able to do the show without you.
We love you.
We love you. And there's 2 other tiers. You can check them out in the show notes. Today, we are talking about Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing comes first, just in case you didn't know. Iron Flame is the second book, and the third book, Onyx Storm, is coming out this week. Are you too excited?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be really fun today to walk through the world of Fourth Wing as if we're in the books as we discuss it. So we're going to start this discussion off as cadets walking up that big tower that goes to the Parapet, or you can choose to go to like the archives and be an archivist, or the army and be an army person. So what are you going to choose?
Dragons.
What are you going to All right. What are you going to choose, Natasha?
I mean, I feel like I would be best as a scribe.
Sorry, I just booed you.
Like, I think I'd be best as a scribe as well, but too bad someone's going to come out and put a knife to our neck and say, you have to be a writer.
Just like Violet.
Just like Violet. So we're traveling up the spiral staircase to go across the parapet. Do you think you
I don't want to do it, Mommy.
Are you scared about crossing the parapet?
Yes! Oh my God, I hate heights.
Just don't look down. You'll be fine.
This is the problem. Like, I think I'd be fine on the parapet, but also I hate that like some people are evil and just push you off. Like that bitch.
I feel
Jack
like I would
fucking
mom
Barlo.
them
Oh, I
so
hate
bad. I'd be like, don't even think about it.
That is true. She does have a way with words.
Siobhan, I would 100% die on the parapet.
Self-aware.
Christy, there's no world in which I'd survive a single second of war college. I'm sorry. Being on the back of a fucking dragon, absolutely not. I could barely take roller coasters.
See, I love the idea of it, but I would need what Violet has. Like
Xaden?
A saddle?
A
That'd be
saddle.
strapped in.
Xaden too, but the saddle. Like, I don't understand how anybody isn't strapped the fuck in.
Right?
Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Well, I remember when Iron Flame came out, and then House of the Dragon came out pretty much quickly, season 2 right after it. And we're watching House of the Dragon, where now we see a bunch of dragon riders, because like Game of Thrones, we literally only had Dany.
Do
and
they
her
have
dragons.
saddles? No.
No,
Yeah.
no one has a saddle. So all you're thinking about is how
Their
are these
crotch.
people staying? They're just holding on to like their little things for
The
dear
inner
life.
thigh strength has to
Yeah.
be crazy.
Well, also, okay, those things are like metal, so they're like cutting into your hands. They're sharp.
Oh, like the what are they called?
The scales
Yeah.
and like the little fins along the edge.
Yes.
Like in Harry Potter, when they're holding onto it, it's like really hurting their hands when they're holding onto the dragon to get out of the bank. And it's got to be slippery as fuck, and that dragon's going everywhere. Like,
you know what it's probably like? It's probably like tubing.
yeah, which you need handholds or you die.
And you get flown off of those tubes.
Yeah.
Like, on the river.
And
I'll
the
take my
wind.
chances.
There's so much wind. Am I sweating so much?
Yeah, you are. I noticed it earlier.
Somebody
God.
said, I feel like Andarna would bond to Christine, and it makes sense. I cannot explain it, but it makes sense.
I think we would get along too. Underdogs. It is like tubing, though. I think that's a really great parallel.
Thanks.
And except you're not really close to the water. You just die.
Yeah, like if you fall, you're done. Like
Okay,
that's-
yeah. Also, so Taryn with Violet, he like swoops to catch her all the time, but some of those dragons just let their bitches fall. Do you remember the first sitting?
But don't the dragons... Oh, when they're bonded, they die. When the other one dies.
but you know when you first get on, I don't know if they're bonded yet. Maybe they're bonding at that time. But do you remember when they were practicing seats? Like some kids would just fall,
Yeah.
and that would be it.
But yeah, that doesn't really make sense because they're bonded. Like they would want to save their rider.
I wonder if it like they couldn't be saved because their dragon was just too slow.
Maybe.
Yeah, some of them also fell weeks after bonding during maneuvers. Yeah, they have. It's crazy.
Pauline says the bond strengthens over time.
So maybe at that point they're like, I don't give a
It's not as intense.
I don't care.
It's too
Yeah,
early
and I
for
think
them.
until you manifest your signet, like that's when you're really bonded because you're like accessing their magic and shit. You know what's interesting that I forgot, but I was like re-looking at things. I forgot that they have like a symbiotic relationship. So the reason why dragons bond with humans is that's the only way that the dragons get access to their magic. They have to be bonded and then they can access their magic. If not, then it's inaccessible. So they have a symbiotic relationship because the rider gets a signet and the dragon also gets access to magic, which is interesting.
That is interesting because that don't happen in Game of Thrones.
No, it doesn't happen in a lot of different dragon things, which I think is cool. Okay, so we cross the parapet. We don't die. Did you have like a strategy? Do you think you're just walking forward or like going sideways?
I feel
think
like you came prepared and gave me your shoe. You know what I mean?
Taya's the person who doesn't have good shoes.
As I literally told her today, I was like, you need to leave your house by 6 to get here by 6:15 because I know you're going to be late.
And then she sent me another text and she's like, you actually don't need to be here before 6:30, but like 6:15.
Just in case. Like, yeah, I feel like I'll already have army shoes on. Natasha will have like prepped her army shoes with like the whatever you have to do to the bottom to make them more grippy.
Yeah.
Yes. I would have prepped a lot.
I think I'm just gonna walk it like I do on the curb with my arms out.
Can you hug it? Like, can you like scoot? Yeah.
You'll never get across in time. Someone will come and be like, "You're in my way," because you know how they push the kids out every few things. Yeah, so it would work for a little bit, and then
Do you guys push people off?
no,
not.
Okay.
that's evil.
Yeah, I would never.
Would you?
But
No,
But-
you're kidding.
do you know how on Squid Game
Games.
when they don't move and they're like frozen, would you push someone off if you had to cross or die?
If there was like a time limit,
Yeah. It's really scary that I
I'd
feel
start
like,
encouraging them.
yeah, I feel like I'd give them a pep talk and be like, I'll
Yeah.
hold your hand.
And then if they still weren't listening, I'd be like, I'm literally going to push you off if you don't go.
I would be like, let's do like a weird switcheroo maneuver. But
Find a
like,
way around it.
Find
yeah.
a way around. But it'd be really dangerous. So I don't know. All right.
I'm trying to think. Like, I've been in a circumstance where someone is in front of me and I was like, move!
Were you in a car?
So you're going to push them off with your voice. Here.
Again, she has a way with words.
I can get that scary mom voice.
She can.
All right. So we get across the parapet and we're all waiting around. Are you silent because you're so scared when the dragons come down and like stare at you? Do you pee yourself? Or are you like talking and making friends?
I am silent.
Yeah.
But I do like to make friends, as I've now noticed myself at school this week.
I was gonna say, I'm
I don't.
surprised you're silent. I'd be silent. though. I'd have like someone that I've clocked that I want to be friends with and stand near them strategically, but I don't think we would be talking yet because fear.
Yeah, I'd start like understanding, this is my neurodivergent ass talking right now. I'd start like looking and observing everybody and how they're treating each other and like picking up on like the little things and take notes of people. And then I'd be like, okay, that person I'm going to be friends with.
Yes.
I do. Well, I mean, I would find a friend. That's definitely. But I do the same thing. Or I was like, who do you think? And I'm like, that one.
That one. All right. So we're now in Basgiath, which I am really proud that I say correctly without thinking about it too hard now, because I was saying Basgiath for a long time.
That's fair.
I think both ways are correct, right? Is that
What? You yelled at me when I said Basgiath.
Well, I don't know. Well, because, okay, I'm just saying, but I've been at cosmetology school, and there's literally 5 girls reading either Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, and I said Basgiath today, and one of them's like, oh, it's not Basgiath? And I was like, the audiobook says Basgiath, but I think both are correct. I'm not quite sure. But why would both be correct?
No,
I love when they say that you say both correct. When I said it, you scolded my pronunciation.
You're right, I did, because I'm comfortable with you. I have to be nice to new people.
All right.
It's okay, Christine, I still say rice and.
Not really.
Okay, so now they're making us
Remember
fight.
when you said Jasiba?
Yeah, I have it in my end of the year thing.
What is Jasiba?
Okay, there's a character in City, Crescent City.
Okay.
And her name is Jessiba, like Jessica.
But it looks like Jasiba.
You know
like
what?
amoeba.
Christine, if it makes you feel any better, I used to pronounce Yosemite Yosemite
Oh my god, me too.
until I was quite literally 22 years old. So
Literally same.
I understand.
So we have that in
You
common.
should tell Taya how you used to pronounce New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. My entire growing up, because I had a globe, and when I was little, I knew how to say England, and I looked at it, and it looked kind of like England, so I was like, New Zealand.
you know what? I get it. I can't judge you.
Well, I said it to a group of people when I studied abroad, in 20 years old, and they were like, "You mean New Zealand?" And I was like, "What do you mean, New Zealand?"
I don't think I've ever mispronounced anything wrong.
No, this
that's wrong.
always happens to me when there's like my
Carlisle.
crushes in the room too.
What is Carlisle?
Carlisle.
I called him Carsley, and I still do, because Carlisle sounds stupid.
It's Carl Izzle.
It's
Carlisle.
Carsley,
Carlisle.
and it looks like Sile Carsley.
We listen and we don't judge, says Megan.
Okay. So now they're like, you have to fight someone every day. Now, I need to know what your tactic's going to be. If you remember, Violet's tactic is poison. So what she does is figure out who she's going to be playing every day, and then she subtly poisons them beforehand.
I remember reading this and being like, yeah, go girl.
I thought she was going to murder them the first time. I was like, fuck, that's intense. But she just weakens them with poison. That's a very, very delicate line to walk. Because remember, with Jack, she's like, oh, he's allergic to oranges. She literally puts oranges in in his face or something. And I was like, wow, he's going to die. Like, I didn't care because it was Jack Barlo and he's a fucking maniac. But it's intense. It's intense. So what do you think would be your tactic if you're thrown in the ring?
I am large and in charge, so I'll use
words.
my size against everyone else. I would muscle them out of the way.
Okay. Tay, what about you?
Oh my god, I don't know.
My tactic is going to be to, like, you know how that Australian girl break dances at the Olympics? I am going to, like, start doing weird break dancing and confuse them. And then when they start to get close thinking that she's just like a weird dumb, I'm going to poke them in the eyeballs. And then they won't be able to see, and I'm going to kick them in the nuts. And then
It's a woman.
I'll
Or
kick
someone-
her in the vagina upwards. It still really hurts.
Her lady.
Christine, How did you come up with this?
I was just thinking.
Why are you asking how? It's Christine.
No, you're right.
Thinking about how I would do it.
No.
But yeah, that would be my tactic, and I hope it would work, but I think I would really get banged up in there.
Yeah, I don't foresee that ending well for me.
But I don't know how to make poisons, and I don't want to murder anyone by accident. All right. Now, we see Xaden, and I want to know who you're picturing as Xaden. Have you casted someone? Because I've made up some guy in my head. I've tried to think about casting, and I don't have somebody.
I definitely have made up some guy in my head, and he has long hair and like dreads, but
Ooh.
he apparently has short hair, as we were talking about in class today. And
It's like here, right? Like kind of like Shaggy.
yeah, I just like he looks too much like, to me he sounds too much like Rhysand. So in my mind,
I thought he had like dark skin though.
I looked it up. His skin is tawny. So in my mind he's a black man. So
Yeah, or at least like a brown man.
yeah. One of
Yeah.
them.
I've seen like so much fan art of like all different skin
Races.
colors. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really quick kind of in the beginning how they explain
Wow.
him. Yeah, because I never really had a clear vision of him. I just knew that
Yeah.
his skin was darker, and I'm like, oh, okay, yay, a black man. Because I'll never see that usually in romantasy film or in books.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, I think he's black or brown.
Yeah, there's this actor in House of the Dragon who, in season 2, he comes up and he's a dragon rider, and he is very beautiful. I don't remember his name, but he's like a bastard to one of the like a Targaryen, and I would cast him.
Do you have anyone in mind as Violet when you read?
TAYA Miller.
Really?
Oh,
Aw, that's nice.
that's so sweet.
But
Who
it's
about
kind of
you?
weird because then I imagine you having sex.
I tell you about my sex life literally all the time.
You're right.
There should be nothing.
Nothing new. Taya, what about you?
Whenever I imagine Xaden, I specifically only think about the back muscles.
Where's his tattoo? It's on his back.
It's across his back.
It like spans across.
It spirals
God.
across here and down across his back,
That
across
is
his
literally
collar.
the sexiest thing to me. That's all I think about. Oh my God.
So no face for your
No
Xaden.
face. He doesn't need a face. I don't care.
face. What about Violet? Do you have somebody, or do you like put yourself? Because I tend to put myself in the lead female role.
No, same. Definitely like YN kind of girly pop. But I don't like. I realistically, if I like did play a character, I think it'd be Mira, because I think I fit.
Who the fuck is Mira?
Violet's
the older sister. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just haven't heard her name out loud.
I have very like broad shoulders and stuff. I'm very like muscular in that way.
I just your personality. Well, you're an actress.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like she could play Mira.
Yeah.
But Violet's like, she's a tiny girl.
She's tiny. Like that's that's why it's hard, because you need like someone really slight to play her. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people casting Freya Allen from The Witcher.
I looked her up, and I agree. I think she would be good.
Yeah, she plays what's her name? She's Henry Cavill's like adopted daughter in the show. The Witcher's daughter.
Yeah, that girl.
Geralt's.
Siri.
Yes. Good job.
My phone just spoke.
Okay,
Christine, what about you?
Yeah.
So I picture Xaden as like a cartoon man that's really hot in my head. I like, this is when I'm reading books, a lot of the characters don't come into like full human form. They're like drawings.
That's so interesting.
But like really attractive drawings.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Okay, so really though, like the first time I read Fourth Wing, it was like giving Divergent with dragons.
Yes,
and
it
so
is
I
a
did
lot.
immediately put Theo James in.
Yeah.
See, I hate
But
him,
then-
so I don't.
What?
I never liked him. He
Girl,
felt
bye.
old to me from the very beginning.
Oh no, I love him, and he's
Because
like
Taya, he was supposed
just
to be
has-
like a 18-year-old, and he was like 30.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
well,
hate
he's
when
hot.
I just don't find him as attractive.
I love the way he acts too. Like he's just so like sure.
He's so like he just seems like mad all the time.
But he's got like an air. He's got like he's just sexy.
Ford to me was
aura.
just always looked like a little like youther because she was so young. Wasn't she like 16?
Christine, continue on your how you imagine characters. That's so interesting. So you don't like see a real physical person, you just see like drawings?
No, I see like really hot fan art, you know, like the good fan art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see like a person usually. Like I don't cast them in my head, and then I'll hear Natasha's castings and I'm like, oh yeah, that kind of fits what I was thinking. But I never have like a solid person, except one person in this book casted themselves so fast in my head. And I thought it was Varish, but then I was refreshing my memory, looking through the stuff, and it was Carr, Professor Carr, the one that has her on the mountain practicing her lightning over and over and over again. That one is Michael Keaton. So clearly to me, with like his little wisp of hair blowing in the wind. Like it's Michael Keaton, like he is in Spider-Man when they're going through the lights and he's like realizing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, like that version of him.
That's so funny.
I love that. I put, what's her name? Hannah Waddington. Is that her name? From
what?
The soccer show.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Oh.
Is that her name? Hannah Waddington?
Yes. She was also in Game of Thrones with the bell.
As the mom.
Shame.
The mom!
Yes.
I'm obsessed with that. That's
yeah,
good.
I did picture her with dark hair, but totally she could do it.
I mean, I have dark hair. A wig is easy. But
Yeah.
like I feel like she's so strong and like so like such a presence and like
Yeah.
I think she would
She really, she's perfect.
yes. And then again, you guys haven't seen House of the Dragon. The guy who plays fucking Aemon Targaryen should play Jack Barlow.
Fucking Jack Barlow, this bitch
That
that
guy
doesn't
This guy
die.
stinks.
This guy really stinks. Okay, before we get into, I have a whole Jack Barlow section, but
Wait.
I won't.
Another
Yeah.
fan cast,
Yes,
which I
give
just
it to
thought
us.
about. You know that guy from that little movie called Boot Camp that we both of
Yeah.
us watched? He could be a good Xaden.
All right, I think we should move on to the next section of our journey.
But we're spooning over hot men.
But no one can see them. It's blurry.
Guys, it's blurry, but just trust. He's hot, okay?
Cover your face.
Sorry.
There.
I can't see it, but I trust.
Okay.
I trust.
You know who I'm talking about.
From what is it from again?
Boot Camp.
Oh yeah, I just don't remember what he looks like, but I remember he was hot.
Who should be
So.
the voice of Taryn?
Who should be the voice of Taryn? Natasha has a great one.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. I think he's perfect. See, Henry Cavill's voice as the Witcher is perfect for Taryn. And he has like just the right amount of like underscore of heart. Whereas like the audiobook, terrible voice for Taryn. Just sounds mean all the time. All right. So next we have to go up this gauntlet, okay? And the gauntlet's like this big obstacle course going up the mountain. So there's like these rotating blocks and stuff. You have to jump from block to block. And then there's this chimney and there's a rope going down it. And you have to climb up the chimney. And then you have to go up this vertical ramp that's kind of like the Ninja Warrior ramp. Do you guys think we're going to make it up?
No!
Is there an assist? Do we get ropes that attach us to the top?
No, but like there's a rope you can climb up to go up the chimney, but you have to like use it and your body, which sounds really hard.
I'm optimistic. I think we should trust our instincts. I think we'll be fine.
I think we'd be training for this.
Yeah.
I think I would need to train for probably 2-3 years because I just did a workout with Christine and I was sore for 5 days.
Well, that's like the first workout. You're always sore for the longest. But yeah, we'd be training because we'd be like beating each other up in the.
That was the
the
only thing
ring.
I did? Sure.
Well, yeah, and we'll have Imogen to help us. You know. I think we get like a few weeks of training. But yeah, I think the hardest part is going to be that vertical fucking ramp. And I still don't believe how Violet did it.
No.
So she ran up it and stuck her knife in it and then like swung herself up. But I'm like, how exactly are you swinging yourself up the vertical ramp from your hanging point? Like, I just was so skeptical of that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've tried that vertical ramp. It's fucking hard.
Christine did it at VidCon. There was a ninja warrior like
Yeah.
thing, and she
Oh, we'll have to show you the video as I like slid down on my ass.
and she got a massive like rug burn.
Yeah, I was wearing a dress with shorts under. And like there was three like not easy handholds, but three like little wooded things nailed into it so that you could grab those instead of getting all the way up. So I almost grabbed the first wooden plank, but my nails just like off of it and I slid all the way down.
As we watched her do it a bajillion times.
I did it. They said you could do it 3 times. I did it 5 times. I was like, I'm gonna get up.
She was determined.
I
I
was.
respect it.
And like our friend Sasha went before me and she literally got 2 steps up and slid down. It was very funny.
Kate says my boobs would never, and I agree with that.
Well, you're supposed to twist on the way down. So like you fall and twist like on a slide so you're on your back.
Guys, I'm not built for those types of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking rough. All right. So we're going to die on the gauntlet, but we're going to pretend we didn't. We're going to pretend we trained enough to
still
get up
kicking.
there. Okay. And then we get to the Don't Wake Daddy dragon shopping scene. So what happens in this scene is that they get to the top and that's where all the dragons are. Okay. And they walk in a line. And basically, if you're a bad person, the dragon might just like burn you to ash with no warning.
I think this should be a part of our everyday society. That's just me.
Go on, Trump.
Walk the dragon line up. And like while they're walking the line up, do you remember like some of them are being complete bitches toward the dragons? They're like, ew, why is that yellow one even here?
Which is crazy. Like
Why?
your life is literally on the line and you're going to be like that.
It's like, how dumb can you be?
There truly are some bad seeds.
There really, really are. And it's not till like the very end of that scene that like I think 2 or 1 person gets blown to bits by fire. But that's where we first see Andarna. And we first get the hint that she is going to bond with Violet.
I just can't believe that scene that like those 2, was it Jack and someone else? Was he like egging on somebody to like murder her?
Yeah, someone was. I don't think Jack was in their group because he's not in their wing, but like there was someone being like, someone should just bite her and like kill her now so no one bonds with her because she's just gonna die.
It's so sad.
It was so mean. Yeah. Was it Jack, Elise? I thought it was 3 of them. There were definitely a group. It was a group. And they were all terrible. But that sounded really scary. And I would be so pissed off if someone in my group had the nerve to insult the dragons as you walked through them. What color dragon would you guys want to bond with?
I don't remember all the colors.
Yeah, I need like a refresher on like what each one, because each color means or like represents something different, right?
Kind of. They just kind of give us a really basis. This is why like I didn't understand why people were like putting themselves in the color dragons like they were houses, because we only get that the black one is like the wisest of all the dragons and the oldest and the biggest
And the rarest.
Yeah. But like we don't really know much about the other ones. There's brown ones, orange, green.
Well,
there's
6.
6.
7 types of dragons.
There's 6, and then we have Andarna, who's the new 7.
Okay, orange is supposed to be unpredictable.
Okay, and that's what Solace is, the one with one eye.
Red is supposed to be super aggressive.
That
I
makes
think
sense.
that's what I would need, because I'm the opposite of aggressive. I think my dragon needs to pick up what I'm lacking.
I feel like
go with Taryn.
Oh, I love Taryn. Are you kidding me?
I feel like and I don't know what green is, but I just like the color green.
You're like, I like your aesthetic. Can we bond?
And I like yellow too, so I do like Andarna.
I like yellow too. Yellow.
But oh wait, and blue is scale, right? Scale or whatever the Scale. It's literally spelt like scale.
I feel you can tell who listens to the audiobooks and who reads the books.
She has the audiobook.
I
She
do
listened to it a little bit. She's just
I
stubborn.
mostly read with my eyes though. I read the whole first book with my eyes. Green is supposed to be really smart. See, that's why I'm attracted to it. Ravenclaw. Green.
Wow.
I don't know what yellow is, but Andarna seems like spunky. I like that too. At this point, folks, Iron Flame spoilers are going to come into play. So if you haven't read Iron Flame, definitely leave now, or you will be spoiled. Okay. All right.
There are 7 types of dragons, right?
We originally thought there were 6, but yeah, there are 7.
Because in Iron Flame, they needed 7 to heat up
to wake up the wardstone to make it work.
Yeah, so that the words.
And was Andarna the 7th?
And Andarna is the 7th, and she's the only one of her kind left behind.
A different breed. But we have this weird section where she's like talking to Violet, and she's like, I waited 540,000 years for you, and then I knew you were here, and it was time to hatch. And it just feels like so out of the blue because we have no background for it.
Yeah. So like we don't know what happened to her dragon, like what her breed of dragons,
her family,
if they're all gone. I hope we get more of that in Onyx Storm.
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
Well, okay, so there's this big now that we're into Iron Flame, we skipped ahead, but like we're talking about what Violet's second signet is because she has 2 dragons. And in the first book, it kind of makes you think that her second signet is going to be like the stopping time thing, but that's gone away now. And there's this whole, like, what's her second signet going to be? And now this is the huge spoiler coming. Xaden is, there's a lot of huge spoilers coming. Should we go in order?
Let's just go in order.
Okay, so we'll get to that. Yeah. Let's talk about second signets later. Okay, we got the color. So you have your dragons. I got a green dragon. Taya's got a red one. Natasha, what color did you get?
Yellow. No, Taya has a. Oh, you want the red one?
No,
yellow.
I want to be main character. I want black. I want Taryn.
Well, we're assuming that like there's no main character and we're just at the store.
I want the rare one with the gold one.
All right, but like you can be the main character with your red one, is what I'm saying.
Wait, there's blue ones, right? Like Sigale.
Yeah, Scale. Yeah.
I feel like Sigale and I would get along real well.
I think you would too.
Yeah.
So maybe I go blue instead of yellow.
I'm gonna go black. I am gonna stick to that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because Taryn seems also aggressive.
He is
like an old curmudgeon.
He is.
You know, he's like.
Well, and I get along really well with old men. That sounded weird.
I love old men too, in like a grandfather way.
Yes. Like, I just feel so like.
That's why I love Dumbledore so much. Yeah.
Around most of them, you know.
And Magnus Bane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you see.
I don't.
But you get it. I don't love old men sexually.
Oh my god, we didn't need to go there. Okay, move on.
Frank is saying that Chloe energy, and Chloe was like, I love old men.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, she like loves old men?
She's like attracted to older men.
You know what?
Yeah, daddy.
To each their own. We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we do not judge.
Escalated.
All right. Then we have staying in your seat, which would we all die? Maybe. But maybe there's a secret, since we never actually touched a dragon. Maybe we'd figure out the secret sauce to holding it.
Sure. We're not going to die.
Uh-huh. All right. You land, right, on your dragon. You made it. Okay. And then you find out this hot, sexy man walks out of the forest and he's like, fuck you. I hate you. What the fuck? And like, you're like, why are you yelling at me? And he's like, your dragon and my dragon are mates. And now if you die, I die. Fuck you. Fuck this. I hate everything. How do you feel?
I'd say so. Your rumor men.
Your what?
Your room or mine?
I thought you said your rumor man.
No, honestly, I'd be a little off-put. I think I'd freeze. I'd panic a bit.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what is...
I'm like, stop being mean to me. I'm just a girl.
Hi, I'm TAYA. Nice to meet you.
I'd probably be mean back. Like, shut up!
You totally would.
Yeah.
I would be like, who the fuck are you and what are you talking about?
It's Shadow Daddy.
Raw. Next.
What? Oh, what does that mean?
Oh, no.
It's a Gen Z term.
No.
I need to know what it means.
It means that you would fuck them without the condom.
Oh my god, raw dogging?
Yes.
Such a way with words.
You're welcome.
Oh no, Christine. Who says that?
Who says raw next?
An entire generation.
All of TikTok, RIP.
So does that mean you want to have sex with them raw?
Yeah, so people would like post a video of Bill Skarsgård looking. Sorry, he's just on my brain. Bill Skarsgård looking hot, and then the top comment would be like raw next.
Why?
They're like saying like, yeah, I do him raw next.
But what about STIs?
This is it's just fiction.
Yeah, but I don't get why it's attractive.
It's just funny. It doesn't need to be like, I'm gonna literally have sex with this person. It's just like, yeah, I do them next.
Oh my god, but the raw is so off-putting. It sounds like raw meat.
I've seen so many authors promote books with that phrase. Christine, take notes.
I am not promoting my book with raw
Is that
next.
because of Nosferatu movie?
Yeah, it really sounds like it spawned from Nosferatu to me.
It's raw, comma next. That's how it is.
It's thank you next with raw in it.
Exactly.
Which is all right.
Well, you like froze, so that was weird. We didn't know what was happening.
You
All
sounded
right.
like a dog choking on spaghetti.
Okay. So you all of a sudden you're in your room studying, and all of a sudden you're like feeling all like weirdly hot and bothered, but no one's around, and you were thinking about school.
I forgot about this.
You just like follow the thread outside because you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. What's happening to me? And you see Angry Man out there too. And do you go up to him and take out your raw feelings on him? Or do you walk away because you're like, I don't know what's happening. Why do I need to have sex with him?
Let's not use that with people.
Sorry, you lost me after raw.
I was not using it the way you use it. I was saying your raw feelings. They're
I
really
feel like-
raw.
I just feel like if I was overcome, I'd probably just like, yeah.
What if you started kissing and he's like, wait, I'm not kissing you. This isn't because you want me. This is because the dragons that we have are having sex. Like, what are you thinking?
That's so weird. That would snap me right out of it.
I was gonna say I'd be Sahara Desert down there, you know.
Well, as the first time, I wouldn't know what was happening, but
Yeah.
I'd be like, yes, I have this weird sense of confidence, and I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And then he breaks apart and he's like, no.
Our dragons are fucking right now, so this is why. You're like, ugh.
It's such a weird thing to say to someone that
That
you're
is
making
so
out
weird.
with. But that was such a great scene in the first book.
Why do we have to talk about dragons having sex?
Because it's sexy
It's
in
the
this
circle
book.
of life.
They're like people here.
Hey, what's that movie you watch?
The Lion King?
Yeah. No. The monster.
Oh, yeah.
Nosferatu?
Don't even.
You're a monster.
All right.
The Lion King? No.
Yeah. The circle of life. All right. So then we have the scene where she kills, in quotations, Jack Barlo. He literally falls off a motherfucking cliff. And then she's in her room and Xaden comes up and they have hot, sexy times. Do you guys remember?
Oh, yeah.
Did you love that scene? It was great.
And they break
the armoire.
Yes, armoire.
She like lightning strikes out of her while they're having sex, and he puts it out with his black shadows.
Oh yeah.
But afterward, he gets her violets, and then he's like, "Don't fall for me." You remember?
What? Typical man. Typical man.
It was the most. I just put it down and started laughing. I was like, "What are you talking about? You were just so fucking tender. You're so stupid." But it was amusing. I loved it.
It's giving... Oh, never mind.
What? Is it a spoiler?
I was about to just say what you have written down. Keep going.
That's jumping ahead again. But like, did we Taya, I don't know if you know this spoiler, but we learn in Iron Flame that Xaden has a second signet. And this comes out of fucking nowhere. He's having this whole thing where like, in order to get to know him, she has to ask the right questions. And she's like, "You don't tell me anything." He's like, "Well, you don't ask the right questions. If you just ask whatever question, I'll answer
I am
it."
familiar with arguing, yes. What does his signet have to do with this?
So he's like, asking me about my dad, asking about my family. What do you want to know? And she's like, "What's your second signet?" And then he's like, pale, and doesn't want to say anything because she asked the wrong question. And she's like, "Oh, don't want to tell me that? Well, guess what? I figured out that your great grandfather was also bonded to scale. And that means that you're scale. And that means either you're going to go mad because you bonded the same dragon, or you're going to get a second signet." And no one ever told us this. This comes out of absolutely nowhere at the end of book 2. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes pale, doesn't say anything. And then eventually we learn that he has Edward Cullen powers. Like, he can read intentions, but he can't exactly read minds, but like he knows everyone's intention. So that's how he knows what everyone's going to do before they do it. So he has a second signet. And it's Edward Cullen, and it's giving Edward Cullen. He's giving
Spidey sense,
but like more. I feel like a little bit more. I think he can see. Like,
why are the signets like they're just like the vampire powers? It's like you become a vampire, and something in you becomes personified or whatever.
So
exemplified.
yeah. She says that like a signet comes because you need it. So like he needed control, so he has the black shadows, and he needed to know what everyone was thinking, so he got like this reading intentions. She needed a lot of power because she doesn't have the body to wield like intense physical power. So now the question is what her second signet is going to be. But before we talk about those theories, I want to know, what are your signets going to be when they manifest?
I don't know.
Taya, do you know? You want to start us off?
I feel like it's like there's no bounds, and I think that overwhelms me.
Yeah, it's like can we have a list? Can I choose?
No, you have to think about what power goes with you. You've read enough stories to know lots of... You want to hear mine first?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 3 options of what my powers would be. Now, my first thought was flying, because I really want to fly, and jumping really high.
Dragon.
So I'd have the power to jump really high.
That's dumb.
And fly. Excuse me. And then I think that would translate as like levitating things, you know, because like Sylar powers, because I'm levitating
like
myself. I don't know her, but I know Sylar from Heroes, you know, like making things move. Or because I'm really like, I'm an editor and I like to edit stories in my head, I think that I would have like an ability to like rewind time a little bit and do it differently. Maybe like within like about time, but like not as long. Yeah.
Okay.
Or because I'm a control freak and I like to lead and stuff. Compulsion. Like a vampire when they tell you to do something and you do it. but I would have to hide that because they would murder me.
I think kind of the same, but I would like to be able to telepathically tap into somebody's brain and like sway their decisions.
That's compulsion.
That's
Okay,
compulsion
that's
too.
what I would want.
Yeah.
You should
That's
definitely
controlling
watch
people's-
Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
So yeah, that one I think we'd both be murdered if someone found out about it.
That's true.
I have one that's different. Thank you very much.
My other ones were different.
Jumping really high.
Excuse me. Yeah, like Jace Wayland. I want Shadowhunter powers.
Okay. Because I always have wanted to like fit in and take up space, I think that I would be able to go through walls very easily.
Ooh, cool. Like a ghost.
Like Kitty from X-Men.
Nice. You could do the heist scene from Iron Flame where they get the journals from the original 6. Yeah. I think we got to talk about Jack Barlo. Okay. So I don't know if you know this spoiler, Taya. Did you get to the part where Jack Barlo shows the fuck up in Iron Flame?
He's not dead.
He's literally, so Nolan, the guy who heals her at school, he's like the school healer, right? He's exhausted all year, and we're like, what's going on with him? Why is he so tired all the time? And he's literally been spending all his time healing Jack Barlo, the murderer. And I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, who let him expend all his energy on this douchebag? And Jack comes out and he's like, oh my God, hi, my name's Jack. Do you want to be friends? Like, he comes out like this, like, little nice boy, and he rescues Violet this night where she gets attacked and she gets thrown off this parapet, and he reaches over and we're like, who's that person who's rescuing her? And it's Jack. And he's like, hi, I'm not going to hurt you.
So did he get like mentally fixed too?
That's what we're led to believe for a second.
Okay. Right.
I never believed him for 1 second, that stupid bitch. Like, literally, we've murdered him so many times, okay? She poisoned him with oranges. And I was like, good, he's
He
dead.
won't die.
He
die.
then tries to murder Liam, and then he falls off a cliff. And then they still let him back into school. Like, we thought there was a security problem at Hogwarts, but like, for real, you just let murderers chill in your school and you spend all your time healing them. And then he helps her in that turret, and we're like, oh, is he reformed? And then at the very end, she's like they're all going to the Wardstone at Basgiath to protect it, because that's where all the Venin are going to come and attack, and they're going down to guard it, and who's in there trying to break it? Jack fucking Barlo.
Oh my God.
And he does break it, and it turns out he's a Venin, and he's been a Venin since before he even died the first time. And Nolan has been trying to heal him from Veninism. Never dies. So Nolan's been giving him like a potion to that kind of dulls his senses, I guess. I don't know what the hell it does, but it keeps him under control for a little bit. Maybe it dulls his like thirst for power, because when you become a Venin, it's like becoming a vampire. You have like the thirst to suck power from the earth. And
So,
you
like,
have to,
if you're touching the ground, like, you die and like the venom's touching the ground.
well, if the Grenon's like sucking the earth, sucking the power from the earth, and you're near him, it'll kill you. Let's talk about Venin for a second, right? So they've been working, we end with Xaden as a Venin. What were your thoughts?
I just want to say, when I started reading Iron Flame, Iron Flame.
Oh.
I was very excited, and they were talking about Venin, I think at the beginning, or it was the end of I don't know. But I was like, oh, I want to like search this just to like get a physical depiction of what this thing looks like. And then fandom, love them. Their website pulled up, and I clicked it, and they have like the little list of like characters you know as Venin.
Oh my God,
And Xaden Ryerson was on there, and I was like, well, don't need to read that book anymore.
Oh my Lord.
I spoiled that book for myself. I'm still not.
Oh my God.
This whole Venin thing, it all reminds me of Vampire Academy. Christine and I have talked about this a bunch. There's 3 different types of vampires. There's the Dhampir, Moroi, and Strigoi. And the Strigoi are like the blood-sucking, evil vampires. And like, this is exactly what they're... And like, the same thing happened to, what's his face? Dimitri.
Well, Dimitri becomes a Strigoi, and then the next book is literal torture as we try to rescue him from Strigoiness, and we eventually bring him back. So now it's a question of how are we going to cure him? And the book ends with Xaden going down to the brig where they have locked up Jack Barlo, and he's like, "What's the cure?" And Jack Barlo is like, "Ha ha ha! Hello, brother." Welcome to the family. There is no cure for power.
Christine, you're officially my casting choice for Jack Barlo.
Do you think that they're going to find a cure in Onyx Storm, or do you think it's going to be like, because I feel like, how many books? There's 6 in this series?
Okay.
Someone in the chat tell us.
I think there's 6, but I think this is what's going to happen. So Violet doesn't have her second signet yet. Violet needs to be able to cure Venin. So I feel like Brennan.
No, she's not dead. She's not dead.
Oh my God.
Who's not dead?
Siobhan says that I didn't see Sigale's death coming.
Scale's not dead.
Yeah, no, she's not dead.
My heart just dropped.
No, I know.
Oh my God. No. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. We need her second signet. Brennan can heal things. Even though everyone's like, he can't heal magical things. He goes ahead and heals the whole fucking ward stone. The ward stone is split in half and he heals it back together. And he's brought people back from the dead, basically. Like, he's healed Violet and he was dead. Almost, wasn't he? I don't know what happened. Anyway, he can heal things. So I'm thinking we can't underestimate Brennan's powers and ability to potentially bring a Venin back into humanity. But maybe he needs to be supercharged in some way. And guess who can supercharge? Fucking Violet. Mm-hmm. She has like access to lightning. And Violet has a lot of experience with like poisons and stuff like that. So I wonder if she could use her abilities to create a cure. And I think there is a possibility that like whatever Andarna is like a special Venin curing.
Because Violet's supposed to have a second signet. Rebecca Yarros has said that it should be obvious and that it might be a little bit of a letdown when it comes to fruition in this next book. So
reading what poisons people.
I don't know.
I mean, she is really good at that. She's really good at looking someone and assessing like what she needs to do to weaken them. I mean, and she's good at looking at things and assessing who can fix it. Like, I feel like she has a good read on everyone immediately. But we'll see. Her second signet, though, I think is going to help him become not Venin.
I do think also like someone big in like the Basgiath Ward College or in Navarre is Venin and like working with the Venin.
Someone is helping Jack. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have, Andarna is a chameleon. She can change her color to blend in with anything. So there's also the option that maybe Violet can do that. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird. I don't know if I'd like that.
Well, and I also really want to know, like, I know, like, her mom got really sick when she was pregnant with Violet. So what, and then there was mention of a silver-haired Venin. So whatever she was sick with, does that have to, like, attach? Like, why does the Venin want
her?
Violet? Yeah.
I think
she got injected with some sort of venin, something to like help make her stronger.
Oh,
kind of
like the boys,
kind of like Rapunzel. You know how her mom had to like eat the flower.
Oh yeah.
Or do you remember how the Venin? So Jack Barlo is trying to like destroy the stone, and Darren comes and like tries to hold his face to get his memories to know like
Dane.
what he did to let everyone in. What did you say?
Dane?
Yeah, what did I say? Darren? Oh, yeah, I call him Darren.
Doesn't even make sense. There's no R.
That one is quite literally Dane. I can't defend you, Christine.
Okay. Anyway, while he's doing that, Jack grabs his arms and he starts draining him. And where he grabs his arms are gray and burning. Like he killed that section of him. So maybe there's somewhere on the mom that she had to like fight off a venin while she was pregnant. And there was some transfer of something in that way when he was sucking her out of it. And maybe that's why she has the gray streak. And maybe that formed some sort of a connection like Voldemort. Yeah. We'll see. I think they also really want her because she's really powerful and she'd make a really powerful ally for them. So I wrote down like the guide to Venin. So one of the chapters started with a guide to Venin. And I was like, okay, someone's definitely turning into a Venin. And then they had the stupid fucking dreams. But so initiates have reddish rings to their eyes that come and go depending on how often they drain. So it's very like vampire-y in that like their eyes change color. Like the red rings come in and out. That's the initiates. And then there's Asims. And the Asim's eyes fluctuate in degrees of red and their veins distend when they're mad. So that's when like the gross things come out, sort of like in Doctor Strange. And then there's sages. And the sages are like the teachers that are responsible for the initiates. And their eyes are permanently red. And the veins are always distended. Ew. And they expand with age. And then there's mavens. And these are the generals. And they've never been captured for examination. So we don't know much about them. But that guy that's after her is a general, a maven. Yeah.
I just like don't want to get close to these things.
I know.
Like, and we're going to have to.
I know. It's going to be so stressful. Like, I could just picture myself in book 4 of Vampire Academy, like feeling like trapped in Russia with a bunch of Strigoi.
Like, can she have sex with Xaden still?
I mean, what if she has sex with Xaden and while she's having sex with him, she zaps him with the lightning and that scares the venin out of him?
Scares the venin.
Like, burns it all out. I was looking at how Dimitri was cured just to see, like, if that could translate into how he's going to be cured. And Dimitri was cured by infusing a stake with spirit magic. And spirit magic is like the most unknown type of magic that's very rare and can drive people mad. Now we have Andarna, and she's like this unknown species, and we don't really know what she can do or why she's extinct. Like, I feel like she's going to play a part in this.
What about Xaden's mom? Because I was remembering, like,
she never said.
Well, like the grandfather went crazy, right? Or went insane?
I didn't know. I thought that they could go insane if you bonded the same dragon as a family member, or you get a second signet. Yeah. But maybe like Xaden's mom comes into the picture and has another. I don't know. Yeah, we don't know anything about his mom. So that. Oh wait, no. Doesn't he say that his mom left them? Yeah. Yeah,
because she really basically did what she was supposed to do: married and given heir.
Yeah, and left.
Who brought Brennan back to life?
So I think Brennan didn't fully die.
Yeah. So Nolan was the guy who sacrificed himself, who was like Taryn's old writer.
Okay, this is not actually Nolan. Nolon is the one that I was talking about at school.
Naolin.
Who's Naolin?
Naolin was Taryn's last writer, right?
Oh, okay.
And he sacrificed himself, and Taryn unbonded from him, right? I think.
Yeah, Taryn chose not to die. Because you can choose not to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also think Brennan and Naolin were lovers.
I thought Naolin
Brennan's
was
boyfriend
old
too, I think. Brennan's
Wait, really? How do we know about that? Not that he's gay, but how do we know about them being boyfriends? Is this just a theory?
Vibes.
I think it's a theory.
Do you guys have a favorite Xaden quote?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you, but I hate the nickname Violet.
Why does everyone hate Violet?
I love Violence.
No, Violence. I love Violence.
Oh, I love
Oh my god,
Violence.
I love when he calls her Violence.
It just feels so forced.
Oh my god, I thought it felt so natural. I love it.
I thought it was cute.
I thought it was so cute. when they were saying it in each other's heads. Oh my God. Can we talk about when she finds out that he can read minds? And she's like so mad, but basically they read each other's mind all the fucking time. They're all interconnected via the dragons anyway. And she's like, what if he read my intentions? What if he read this? Like, he's been saying he loves you like 1,000 gajillion million fucking times. This is so stupid.
It's like definitely my favorite thing that that they like talk to each other across like the cafeteria.
Yes, it's the best.
They have like full conversations. Everyone's like, what's happening right now?
And it happens a lot in this book and people are like, are you arguing internally? There's this part in Iron Flame that I thought was so funny when he's trying to get her to like be in a committed relationship, and he's like, I will be playing Violet Surringale this season, and I will be dragging you kicking and screaming into a healthy, trusting relationship, whether you like it or not. Like, Xaden says those words. And it just sounds so ridiculous, and I love it.
Does he have really good one-liners? Or
He has so many fun little quips, but like that line in particular really stood out to me. Okay, what about your sexiest, the scene you found the sexiest in any of these books?
The throne room scene.
Yeah. Should we talk about the throne room scene?
Just a little bit, I think. We should probably wrap up soon.
Okay. Well, the throne room scene happens right after like Kat. So Kat is a new character in Iron Flame, and she can like heighten, kind of like Jasper. She can sense like your emotions and then heighten them to make you crazy. So she senses that she's a little jealous of her. So she like turns it up 50 million notches so that she drives Violet into a rage when they're fighting. And it's right after that, Xaden takes Violet like over his shoulder, brings her to the throne room, and then goes down on her.
He puts her on his family throne. And he's like
He like spreads her legs. He takes off her like flight leathers. Yeah, it's a great scene.
Okay, fine. I'm sold on finishing Iron Flame.
But yeah, there's a couple really sexy scenes in this book, but that one's the most memorable.
I mean, in the Armora one, like the first one.
The first one.
I always love a good first.
It was so good. And there was so much build up to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worth it.
All right. Should we go through pronunciation of a couple things?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. This is one that I just found because I was going through my highlights. Because, okay, Brennan has a new fake last name because he obviously couldn't be a Sorrengail when he was up in Tyrone or Tyrion or where the fuck is he? Eratia?
Yes.
And how would you say this? This is his new last name.
Azariah?
Azare?
Azray. Yeah. It's
Azare with an I.
Can we also talk about how you pronounce the Griffins?
Gryphons by accident? Yeah. Okay.
It's not Gryphons?
Wait, you said Gryphons too?
I do.
It was like, Taya, I was like at the end of the book, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this is Griffin spelt weirdly.
Why are we literally the same person?
Yeah, the whole time you're making fun of her for saying different things.
Embarrassing.
It's just spelt so strangely, and then it just clicked. I'm like, this is a fucking Griffin. But yeah, I was wondering, do you think that Brendan's like new last name has any meaning to it? Because he doesn't explain it, and this is a weird last name to pick, and I wonder if that has any hinting at like anything at all. Yeah. Okay. How did you say this?
Solus.
Okay, I said Solas, and it was so weird when I heard it in the audiobook because Solus doesn't sound like, I don't know. I don't like Solus. Okay, I think we should just really quickly talk about like your standout scene in Iron Flame because we didn't touch on like the scene where she's being tortured. I wanted to ask how you guys think you held up in torture, and have you ever been tortured? And tell me what you did.
Oh no,
Christine.
What?
one time when was having a sleepover with Alex and my cousins when we were like 8. Okay.
I think I know about this.
Oh God, you probably do.
Yeah.
And they all ganged up on me and they pushed my legs over and I was laying down. They pushed my legs over and they made me fart.
Oh my God. That's so mean.
I know.
So how did you hold up?
I kicked and screamed.
But would you have like told them stuff if they were like, "Well, stop if you tell us the name of your crush and let us tell them."
Probably. That was so humiliating. Also, have you ever been tickled?
Yeah, I was just gonna say tickling is a mild form of torture.
Yes.
And I just like smack like a crazy person, but like I would probably. This is what got me thinking about torture. So I have this.
What a statement.
I have this.
What a statement.
I have this quad injury, and my chiropractor was like, I have this guy. He's like a pressure masseuse, and he'll bang you up for 30 minutes. But like, if you can take it, like the injury's gone after. And I was like so desperate because I've had this injury since 2018. I was like, I guess I'll give it a try. So I go in for this massage, and it's this very old Asian man, and he's very like short with me. He's just like, get on the table. And
oh my God.
I get on the table, and he was like, why did you wear pants? And I was like, I didn't know that it wasn't supposed to. And he was like, well, it's gonna hurt my hands. And I was like, oh, but like I know he's really good at what he does. And I was like, if I come back, I'll definitely wear shorts because like the fabric hurts with the massaging it so hard. Okay, so I get on my side because that's how he has to get into the muscle in my lower back, and he puts his elbow in it, and I swear to God, it was so intense. I felt like I was being tortured, the pain. And he's like, it's going to hurt. And I was like, okay. But it hurt so bad. It was like that pain. You know when you get knee pain that like goes up into your gut that like hurts and like squeeze, like it's almost nauseating. Like, and I just had to sit there for half an hour while he like hit me with his elbow really hard in different points all along my leg and back. And I was thinking while this was happening that I would not hold up well under torture.
I don't think you're meant to. Like,
I was like, I am in so much pain right now. I'm never coming back.
That sounds awful.
I was just trying to breathe through it. And it's like, it kind of worked because it hasn't been as bad since, but he was like, you need 2 more sessions. And I was like, okay, bye. But like,
never return.
It hurt so bad. And then he did that to the back of my knee and to the front of my knee. And it was just like, oh, I mean, it was probably magic, but it was painful magic.
and you like kept silent through the whole thing.
Oh my God, I was so quiet until it really hurt at one point. And I was like, ah! And he was like, it hurts? And I was like, oh, I don't know.
I think I remember my mom doing something like that to me. Like I was like really hurting bad and she used her elbow. I was like,
I know. Because that's the only way to like get deep enough. But oh my God, the pain.
Have you never felt pain like this before? No?
Like in a spicy way.
Oh, like, what?
Spicy pain.
I will not elaborate further.
Violet is literally tortured for like a third of this book, it feels like. It hurts. And I just cannot. It's so hard to reach. She gets her arm broken and then mended so that it could be broken again. That part is torturous. And it finally ends. And that scene, when it ends, when Dane stabs Varish, is one of the best scenes in the book.
Mm-hmm. That's my most memorable part.
Yeah.
Also them climbing up that like mountain thing.
Getting out of there.
No, they climb up that mountain with the griffins. Is that
Oh, that scene. Yeah. But yeah, Xaden's shadows come in and just like murder everybody in there. Let's do a Merry Kiss Cliff to wrap things up. Okay. Mary Kiss Cliff. Jack Barlo.
Bruh.
The head Venin guy. And Solus, the dragon with one eye, the orange dragon with an eye patch.
Mary Solus, Cliff Jack, Kiss Venin. Final answer.
Kiss Venin?
Kiss Venin.
Mary.
Suck the life out of you.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to marry the Venin, but with a prenup so that he can't suck the life out of me.
What if he does it by accident, just sucking out of the floor in the
Well,
morning?
then I'll become a Venin.
Well, he does. That's not how you become Venin. You have to suck out of the floor too, or are you going to become one
Okay,
just
well,
in
then
preparation?
I will just become one.
Oh my god.
And then I'm going to kiss Jack because that sounds like fun. And I'll
Ooh.
kill Solus.
Why are you killing the dragon?
Because he's evil too.
He's terrible.
Oh,
I
don't
I did
like
not
him.
know that.
You married him. What happens if a person marries a dragon? Does that ever happen?
Oh, I just saw Bellamy.
I know.
He kind of scared
Jump
me.
scare.
He's getting anxious.
Look at him. He's just staring at you.
He's like, Mom, it's time to PLAY. Okay, I'm going to marry Jack so I can murder him in his sleep. I'm going to murder him like Nosferatu gets murdered, except I'm not going to die too. And
And
then,
you're going to have sex with him and let him suck on your blood?
no, I'm going to kill him before he can do it. With a poison blade. Tipped in a little bit of scary snake poison. In my shoe. And I'll wear my shoes so it's easy to get him. And I'll pop out the blade.
Specific.
She just goes.
Yeah, that's why she writes books.
Yep.
And
Adds up.
and then I'm going to
I'm sorry. I literally just was like, I would spray orange juice in my vag.
that would hurt so bad. Why would you do that?
It's for the greater good.
You would get such an infection.
It's for the greater good.
Oh my god.
All right. And then there's the dragon. I would kiss the dragon and I would murder the Venin because that guy's just gonna suck the life really quickly. Just shove an orange in his face while he's like, just get like an orange that you've cut open just to cover his mouth and nose and shove it over his face. It's horrible. Better than Venin cooties. Oh my god. All right.
I went full villain in this Mary Kiss Cliff.
All right. Well, this has been an adventure. We got through almost none of the book. But it was fun. Thank you all so much for being here with us. We release new episodes every Friday. Our podcast is edited by Vergard, Natasha Polis, Christine Riccio, Alex Polis, and Ricky McBrayer. Our socials are done by Chloe Laverson. And she does an amazing job. So make sure you are following us on Instagram at Those Forking Fangirls. And not on TikTok right now, I guess. R.I.P.
YouTube.
youtube.com/@thoseworkingfangirls. And our music is by Cole Jenkins with vocals by Heather Traska. My name's Christine.
I'm Natasha.
I'm Taya.
And Taya, where can we find you online?
Not TikTok. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube.
At
Yep.
Taya Miller?
Mm-hmm.
With 3 R's or something? What is it?
2 R's.
2 R's.
Final answer.
It will
yeah.
be linked in the show notes. Thank y'all for hanging with us. We're about to go record Fangirl Tea Time. We'll see you later next time. Bye, everybody.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.